Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are in Neathholm, where we have done the first part of Lan's Companion Quest, and we humiliated Wendwag to the point where we told her that she basically isn't strong enough to join us and told her to bugger off. Now we are going to return back to the capital of Dresden, because we have things that we need to attend to there. But we have to go back to the main map before we do that. And we need to go to Chili Creek, but we have to go to Dresden first. So let's teleport back to Dresden. Enter. And Citadel. The tall, gaunt half-elf salutes you solemnly. Commander, it is an honor to call this first meeting of the Military Council to order. I am Captain Odan, and I have been serving under your command ever since the assault on the Grey Garrison. I will do my best to be of as much use to you as possible in this role. The foundation of the military is cold calculation and discipline. These are the principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders. If we are to win this war, we must forget about mercy. For our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. Well, Commander, your sister Sela is no renowned general, but she spent half her life tussling with evil. It looks like I'll be stepping up on behalf of all of Iomede's faithful here. I hope my advice will prove useful. The enemy has us beat on both numbers and strength, something unusual in my line of work. To win, we'll need cunning and nose. And I have a few tips on that score. The first issue of the military council's agenda is the reorganization of troops. Our infantry has been bled dry. The forces Her Majesty granted to us were enough to take Dresden, but we need more troops to hold it. Furthermore, the army was assembled in great haste after the assault on Canabras and was never adequately equipped. Unfortunately, we don't have much time for redeployment. Our scouts report that a powerful Baylor, Oramzadeh, is already preparing a retaliatory strike on Dresden. But we can rely on freshly conscripted Mendevian soldiers. They may not have the skill, but our strength as always lies in the number and the fervor of the volunteers joining the Crusades. Can't throw everyone into the meat grinder. We'll just get our youths killed for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. The bravest and the most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is always highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. It would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. Given that I'm not a soldier, it's difficult for me to advise you on military matters, but have you considered rearming your soldiers? Charging a giant monster when all you have is a sword and a shield is suicide. Give them spears at least. That'll improve their chances somewhat. Is this Baylor Koramzadeh? The most trusted servant of the demon lord Daskari. Among the historians of the Mendevian Crusades, he is known as the strategist of the Worldwound. He's not as renowned as Minago, the conqueror of Dresden, or Hepsamira, daughter of Baphomet, but he has claimed the most major victories over the forces of Mendev. He's a general and quite possibly one of the best tacticians in the entire Abyss. I've been studying his style of warfare for years. He may seem like an ordinary demon, another typical war taskmaster, but that's a fallacy. Like a beast following a scent, he senses weaknesses in his enemy's defenses and strikes at them, sending soldiers to bring targeted carnage. His uncanny charisma attracts more and more soldiers to him, so he's never short on troops and sacrifices them like pawns whenever he pleases in order to achieve his victories. Crusade is the face of the demon host. For many years I've been gathering research on him, preparing for the day our armies would clash with his once more. I hope my counsel will help you defeat him, but so far Crusade has known no defeats. Okay, so choice here, we get champions. This choice will give us shield bearers. This choice will give us spearmen. And the final choice will give us conscripts. I think we'll go with the champions. Yeah. We'll hold contests and select the most proficient warriors. A cheeky smile blossoms on Sila's face. You know, I think I might hit the arena once or twice myself to test the rookies. It'll be a nice warm-up. Captain Odan salutes you formally. Thank you for your time, Commander. When the reforms are finished and the ranks of our infantry are replenished, I will assemble the military council to discuss new decisions. So many strange, terrible things are happening here. Markil, a fisherman from the tiny, peaceful village of Chili Creek, enters the hall. I saw enough horrors on my way here to last a lifetime. But of course, I didn't show up empty-handed. The whole village took up a collection for the war effort. It's not much, mind you, but it's something. We're just doing our part, however small, to help you win the war. How did you get here? By pure luck, I figure. You're surrounded by all this horror. Land is dead, the trees are all gnarled and twisted, and there's monsters roaming around everywhere, ready to jump out at you at any moment. Thankfully, I ran into a crusader patrol and they brought me here, and if it wasn't for them, I would have ended my trip in the teeth of some nasty beast, that's for sure. How are things in the village? Everything's been peaceful and quiet. I get wistful just thinking about it. Now I'm kicking myself for being such a fool. Didn't I just stay at home? What was I thinking, dragging myself all the way out here to the Worldwound? But, you know, it's just not right, sitting home quietly, hiding behind the heroes who risk their necks for us every day. So I decided to pay you a visit. How is Jernau doing? He's settling in, that's for sure. Almost one of us now. Heals the sick, fixes the nets with the others. Before you know it, he'll be learning how to swim. The fisherman chuckles good-naturedly. Would you like to stay here with us? No, thank you. Hate to say it, but I'm no crusader. Fighting demons is not really my thing. I'll get some rest before I head out, take a day or two to look around the fortress. It'll give you some stories to tell. Then I'll head home to Chili Creek. I've already seen more on this trip than I've seen in a lifetime. Anyway, you'd better come back to see us. We'll be waiting. Thanks for coming to visit. Thank you for defending our peace and quiet. The fisherman bows respectfully. We've gathered up something else for you heroes, but I couldn't bring it with me. It was too heavy to carry. Come to our village and you can pick it up yourself and pay us a visit while you're at it. We're always glad to see you. Well, I'll see you later. Good luck with all the fighting. That was a rather bizarre encounter. Not sure if there's much. I see. 2 seconds. Okay, I don't think there's any armies on their way to us, but why does my ranks keep being moved around? Okay, this guy can move this way. Am I allowed to go that way? No. You can move up to the Gloomy Gorge. And merge. And here we have mongrel sharpshooters. those, I think I want to disband. There we go, that's definitely cleaned out our various armies. I wonder... I can't get that one, and I couldn't get the other one either. This one, I think we'll just leave where it is for the time being. We can't go into the purple areas just yet. That's in the 5th chapter, actually. Yep, decrease. We have this one running and this one running. That's not really necessary. And okay, so I'm going to use toy box as I mentioned sub-episode, because as a lich it's really inconvenient to get military experience. So I'll go here and I'll just gain 16,000 experience there. I don't know how much we need, but I'm pretty sure that that doesn't do anything until after we've slept. Also, that was an experimental feature, so I don't know if it did anything at all, but we'll see. Take a nap.
I've heard that succubi can take on any guise, male or female. Does that mean that you prefer to appear as a woman?
To achieve my ends, I became what people wish me to be. But I've never considered what I might wish myself to be. You have given me food for thought. Thank you.
So matter of fact. Can we do anything here now? That was just a 9-hour rest, so that was a rather short one compared to the usual one. No. Doesn't... This one we can do, but... How was logistics? Yeah, okay. Never mind that.
Focus on the goal.
I don't think there's anything else we need to do here right now, so let's go to the area exit. And he invited us to go to Chili Creek. Because apparently they have a gift for us, but that's not part of the... Let's go to Chili Creek. One of the things that definitely is very different here is that I'm being way too efficient, and since I don't have to wait for weeks upon weeks upon weeks to recruit troops, that also affects our progress here. Okay, so we can now enact this one to increase our military and our logistics. Good. Very good. We can also... What's this? A visitor from the past. A small crevice opened in the middle of Dresden, then a tiny, sickly old man climbed out. Coughing heavily, he introduced himself as a spirit of the Sarkorian land and thanked the Crusaders for their struggle. He wishes to help the Crusade and is offering the commander a choice. He can either open up the metal deposits that sleep beneath the earth not far from the fortress, or grow lush forests on top of them where the wild game will make its home. We can get material points income, and gain robust for all of our units. Or we can be evil and have all of our units gain healthy. We'll go with the metal deposits, I think. Upon hearing the commander's choice, the tiny old man smiled and melted into the earth. Soon after, scouts reported that several ore-filled chasms that were spotted near Dresden. This metal, once mined, can be used to forge weapons. And Jaeker Ankel. That's the guy who told us about the Hell Knights down at the Gargoyle Canyon. Any other decree that I wanted to do? No. Let's strike camp here. I mean, we can recruit troops. Affects anything. Crusader Army 4, Lulu. Recruit Hell Knights, recruit convicts, recruit barbarians. No idea if this even contributes much to the military experience. Not much at all. Okay, let's go back here and strike camp.
If you're so afraid of going near the enemy, I could teach you how to shoot from a bow. True, it's pretty tough to aim when you're running away from the battlefield.
Whenever you decide to finally kick the bucket, give me fair warning is all I ask. If I'm gonna be eating cave slime at your wake, I need to line my stomach good and proper first.
Indeed. So what's this present they want to give us? It's not a wolf that howls in the night. It's not a bittern that cries in the fen. The fishermen sway slowly from side to side as they sing a mournful dirge. A woman, her face red and swollen from weeping, lifts a small doll made of grass and seaweed above her head and ties it to a branch with a light blue ribbon. It's not the falling rain that blinds my sight, the grief of my broken, bleeding heart. What does the doll mean? Shush! Be quiet! The doll represents the person who died. That's what it means. When someone dies, we hang a doll here in their memory, and this is the place where we mourn our dead. Others bury their dead in the ground or keep their ashes in urns, but our dead sleep at the bottom of the river. The river always claims her own, you know. Child or old man, it doesn't matter. Every one of us will drink of the icy waters someday. See the white shores of the icy rill? That's not sand. It's the bones of our ancestors. And one day we'll join them. What's happening here? What's happening? What's happening is that Livona's son died 2 days ago. Her eldest, of course. So we're here commemorating the poor child. How did he die? You want to know how he died? She begged him not to get too close to the water, told him so many times to stay on the shore. He's her firstborn, you know. But he didn't listen to his mama. He went swimming, got a leg cramp and, well, more is there to say. Can't cheat the river. What's so special about firstborns? Too curious for your own good, eh? People are in mourning. They didn't come here to answer all your questions. They came here to grieve. Go on and leave us in peace. My condolences. Thank you for your kind words, but it's probably best for you to move along. This is a gathering of friends and family, and unfamiliar faces don't bring much comfort. Speaking of which, did I think I actually locked my alignment. The priest appears to be lost in thought. His face is troubled, but his eyes light up when he sees you. Oh, hello. The villagers are performing some kind of ritual on the outskirts of the village. They were singing songs. Yes, I noticed. The priest nods gloomily. But at least I finally understand why the dolls are put in the trees. Each one represents a person who has died, their body lost to the waters of the river. If a doll is tied with a grey ribbon, the person died on land and their remains were sent downstream in a boat. Dark blue ribbons represent those who have drowned. The light blue ribbons are used to signify the drowning of a firstborn, an eldest child, and there are a frightening number of light blue ribbons on those branches. Something strange is going on in this village. You don't have to tell me. Take the people who are performing the memorial service for the drowned boy, for example. When they discovered he drowned, they just shrugged. It was a firstborn, they said, and that was that. It was like they expected it. There was no surprise, no sense of bewilderment, no deep grief. It was just sad resignation. It all seemed so strange. Like living in the village. Getting used to the way of things. I still get the yeah, we've read that earlier. Yep. Look, the commander's here. Welcome back. Please, stay here for as long as you'd like. What kind of ritual are the villagers performing in the grove near the outskirts of the village? Which villagers? The ones who are singing songs? No, that's not a ritual. They're holding a memorial service. We don't bury our dead underground. We put them in boats and release them into the embrace of our mother, Icy Rill. But that's only when someone dies on land. When the river takes someone, well, there's obviously no body to put into the boat, so people sing songs in their memory and leave dolls on the trees. How are things going in the village? Things haven't been good of late. The widow Livona lost her oldest son the other day. He drowned. We told him not to get too close to the river, but when have children ever listened to their mothers? If Icy Rill wants something, she'll get it, sooner or later. That's a fact. The boy was a firstborn after all. She loves firstborns. Our river loves them to death. Now, enough with such horrible talk. I'm a firstborn too, and I'm still fine, alive and kicking. Arkil, you told me your village had taken a collection to aid the army. Right you are. Here it is, just like I said. Go ahead, take it. We're just glad to help in any way we can. How bizarre. Never went back here the last time I played through Chapter 3, so this is the first time I've ever experienced this part. brand new doll with blue beads for eyes hangs from the branch of a tree. There's a lot of dolls around here. I want these to finish good. Completely forgot to rank up one of our buildings or outposts. Okay, let me just see which one I want to level up. I think I want to level up Treason Home. This one would be even better, though. And that one would be quite good too. Let's level up Treason Home first. Upgrade. And then we want to enter and build. We want a teleportation circle. Salvager's Post. Doesn't seem that any of these give military. It's kind of weird, to be honest. We can build a shelter though. And I suppose we could build garrison archery range together with an arsenal. And to get out of here, we have to go back to Dresden. I would very much like to get the teleportation. Really? Sometimes that bar just doesn't work. A familiar figure clad in black armor appears before you and ceremoniously offers a salute. Greetings, Knight Commander. Jaeger Ankel from Paralictor Derenge's squad at your service. I'm afraid it's becoming a habit, but once again I bring dire news. Jaeger shrugs apologetically. Jaeger casts a nervous sideways glance at his superior officer. Paralictor, while you've been following the Knight Commander, much has happened at our outpost. Enough empty chatter, Knight. Give your report. Although Regiel's tone remains as dispassionate as ever, his gaze has grown in intensity. He watches Jaeger like a predatory beast prowling ever closer to its prey. Jaeger snaps to attention and repeats a message he's clearly taken pains to memorize. Reporting to whom it may concern, a group of Hell Knights has vanished under suspicious circumstances. They were last seen on the road to the occupied city of Ice. The knights were escorting a group of cultists and carrying letters captured in a recent raid on an underground hideout. They disappeared after reporting their approach to our outpost, and the chapters quartered there failed to find any traces of the missing knights. The situation is highly abnormal. Such a large squad could have fallen in battle, but they could hardly have vanished into thin air without so much as a sign of struggle. Powerful demonic forces might be involved in their disappearance, thus we inform Dresden about the incident and plead for help in our investigation. Tell me about the hideout. Where were the cultists captured? It was a secret hideout consisting of a large warehouse and several workshops, which produced equipment for cultist cells all over Mendev. We'd been tracking the cultists for a while before finally locating and attacking them. Strangely, our intelligence reports had indicated that several powerful demons were always present inside the hideout. The strike team only found mortals. We captured and escorted them to our outpost for questioning. Gee, have you guys ever heard about shape-changing demons? I mean, it's a thing. What of this outpost where the knights were last seen? As I understand it, Paralyctus Wrenth, Tai, and Deothan informed you about the outpost during their visit to Dresden. While we finished its construction just a few days ago, it's already our largest staging ground in eastern Worldwound. We have a small permanent garrison stationed there, and we use it as a resting area for the Hell Knights involved in various expeditions. Fine, I'll take care of it. Regil waves Yaker away, then sets his pale yellow eyes on you. We must visit the Hell Knight outpost as soon as we can. I suggest you treat this incident as seriously as possible. It might have unexpected consequences. Commander, permission to report. Captain Harmattan salutes you. We are short on soldiers. Any elation from taking Dresden is long gone, and we now face the harsh reality of a drawn-out war. What was sufficient for an expeditionary force won't cut it for a proper army that needs to hold the territories around Dresden and still advance forward. I have to say this is mildly amusing, considering the sizes of our armies, but sure. Now that we've dealt with the weary and replenished our officer corps, we need some troops. We need more troops. I suggest we write a letter to Mendev and ask Her Majesty for a new draft. Take some time, a long time to be perfectly honest, but it's the most reliable option we have. Mendev is already giving everything it can to spare everything it can spare to this war. I say we ask our priests to be more active with their preaching in other lands. Let them inspire more people to volunteer. A regular draft may not be enough. We have one permanently in effect as it is. I should suggest that the Crown recruit all who lost everything in that attack on Canarbrus and other cities. Instead of meager state-issued meals for these orphans and homeless refugees, they'll get army rations, a pair of boots and a spear. It's not the best solution for them, and they won't be the best soldiers for us. Still, we'll have plenty of material to sift through and forge into solid combatants. Yeah, you won't get far on sheer enthusiasm. Unfortunately, we have good coin to dress it up. Everyone who's ready to fight for lofty ideals is already here. It's time to call on those who would fight for gold. And what about the troublemakers from the Weary? Do they still criticize us? Negative. Ever since you took those measures, we haven't heard a word from them. After your changes within the officers' ranks, the command staff is showing nothing but loyalty. Okay, so what are the choice effects? We can unlock the Preacher's Decree. Very meh. We can unlock the Refugees Recruitment Decree, which is also extremely meh because of the reduction to morale. Generous Recruiter's Decree? No. And Royal Conscription Decree. In other words, none of these are interesting to me. We'll just go with Captain Harmattan's on one. Captain Harmattan, we will follow Her Majesty's instructions, so request reinforcements from Mendev. Affirmative. I'll send a messenger to Renosian today. I am certain that Her Majesty won't abandon us. Thank you, Commander. I will report on the measures we implement and their results in due time. I'll call for the Council to be reconvened if we encounter any further difficulty. Hail! Dorgelinda's one eye is red from sleepless nights on the job. The supply situation is improving, but too slowly. Once the Fellows of the Crusade lost their connections in the Quartermaster service, they switched to dealing with the cart drivers directly. Each supply caravan loses a cart or two on the way, and its driver tells us tall tales about how they were attacked by demons or how a rock swooped in and carried off an entire cart. We catch these jokers, but it is getting out of control. We can't get them all, and we need to change something in the system itself. I propose we have inspectors from the Mendevian treasury travel with each caravan. Someone experienced, someone who's ready to answer for the delivery with their life and who knows how to keep the cream away from the cat, so to speak. A simple rule. If we can't beat them, lead them. We'll drop a hint to the brains of this lot to stick to us and fall in line. If they don't act up too much, they'll get their new uniforms and extra rations, and we'll get the loyalty of some big-name leaders among the soldiers. So soldiers are stealing from their own comrades, like cats? What was it you said, Dorgalinda? Like the cream that got the mouse instead of the cat? In any case, this is wrong. We must convince them. Let the caravans be accompanied by priests from the capital. Under their eyes, the warriors will be ashamed to steal. We overlooked their antics when it was just clandestine trades, but theft must be dealt with quickly and severely. All generals gain the favoritism feat. Not too bad. Nah. I like that one. This one is definitely the one we're going to go with. Dorgalinda, arrange for treasury workers to escort our caravans. Yes, Commander. I'll send the letters today. They'll have plenty of work in Dresden too. They know their business and they'll help us keep the army organized during marches. It will be done. I hope our caravans will be safe from now on, but I have a feeling this won't be the last time we have to convene the council to address a problem relating to the Fellows. Captain O'Dan salutes you and looks over the military council intently. Our intelligence was correct. Karamzadeh's host marches on Dresden. In his position, the wisest course of action upon reaching the walls would be to lay siege and wear down our forces with nuisance raids. However, my experience tells me that he will act differently. This is going to be a full-on assault, a decisive display of his power. When the enemy moves in on our position, we must meet them with a hail of arrows from the walls, gaining the full advantage of our superior defensive position. To prepare our army for this battle, I propose to pass a reform and increase the presence of ranged troops in our ranks. I believe light-armed slingers, a great number of whom can be trained quickly, will be adequate for our purposes. And once the demons get to him, every one of those slingers will be slaughtered. I say we only recruit experienced, seasoned rangers who have travelled far and wide and know how to defend themselves in any situation. Captain O'Dan is correct to assume that our ranged troops can manage with light armaments. However, the troops themselves must be of exemplary quality to complete the task at hand. I suggest we pick the most adept archers we have and have them undergo rigorous training until they become true marksmen. Greybor smiles condescendingly. In my experience, in a fight with a dozen quick and accurate archers, the most valuable among them is the one who knows how to pick the right target. You don't learn that kind of skill on the archery range in action. Call some headhunters, hard-boiled cutthroats who live by their ability to put an arrow in the eye of a moving target. This gives us rangers, 13 to 20 damage, snipers, they're definitely better, headhunters, not convinced, 24 to 29 versus 29 to 36. Slingers. No. We will go with marksman. I prefer to strengthen the army with snipers. Regil nods silently. I hope these measures will be enough to repel Khorramzadeh's onslaught, and if not, those who come to take our place will learn from our mistakes and fare better. Okay, so we got a quest there. Does that mean that we have an army on the way to Dresden? Well, that's the army of Khorramzadeh. I'm not convinced. There are 2 armies on their way to us, but... seriously? That's what we have to contend with? Please. What happened to this army? Oh, it's the marksman upgrade. Damage to... yeah, these are not that bad. Marksmen are better, but they're actually not that bad, those undead ones. Okay, let's quickly go through the... we have enough for the next rank here. Armies. Squads. This one is full. 2,000, 2,000, not 200. 2,000, 2,000. This is like overkill en masse. Like a third 0 there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. There was another demon army down there, so this army move up there. As for our decrees, can now do more decrees. Finished the development of the art of war. We've also finished the logistics reform. So we could expand another outpost, but I think we'll do the... this one is actually quite nice. We'll do the, wherever it is, here it is, Pillar of Skulls. It's 10 days. This is a repeatable decree, but I think our morale is basically at the top. But there isn't really that much we can do in terms of these. I am halfway torn between making this a conversational episode and a regular episode. But I actually think that I will make it a regular episode because we did visit Chili Creek, which is kind of important for the story, seeming as I know that we will have to go back there even once more. So to those of you who are not that interested in all these conversations in the keep and so forth, I do apologize for not making this a sub-episode, but at the point we are now, the sub-episodes... I mean... it is kind of pointless for me to ask for your opinion, because I am recording this episode on the 20th of April. Just to give you a slight insight into how much I have pre-recorded, because you will be watching this episode sometime in mid-June. So any feedback on this specific topic right now is utterly, completely useless to me, because I'm going to record... Yeah, by the time... I'm hoping to actually finish this this series before the summer heat kicks in, so that I have continuous activity on my YouTube channel throughout the entirety of the summer, which as of now looks promising. So I will probably do some sub-episodes, of course being the .1, .2 episodes, but yes, this one will definitely be a non-sub-episode. So, if you have any questions and or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section below, as per usual. And for now, thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.